Your exclusive radio home of the Utah Mammoth is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Now it's time to hear from the head coach of the Mammoth, André Tourigny.
Bear Tourigny joining us as he does on a weekly basis. And, Bear, it's just me by my lonesome today. JJ's up calling some high school playoff games up at Rice-Eccles Stadium. But before we get into the hockey, I was at the Jazz game on Monday night, and I saw one Bear Tourigny courtside. Now, you still had that stern look on your face like you were coaching that Jazz game. Did you have some fun at least? You didn't have to coach a game for once. You got to watch one.
Exactly. That was fun. Honestly, the Jazz played really well for the first half. I think that was a really good game, but obviously they played against a really good team, so it is what it is. But we had a little bump on the road when I was traveling, so we end up having a little bit of a trouble in our traveling, so we end up arriving only late on Monday, so we arrived right for the game.
Do you enjoy watching those? Like, can you kind of have that moment of relaxation, or is it like watching another professional sport? It kind of makes you anxious as a coach yourself, or can you relax and enjoy it?
Well, you know what? I'm not a guy who's familiar with basketball, so I try to learn as much as I can, and I've always been a guy who's tried to study other sports and how they play and what's the chemistry between player and system and stuff like that. So I enjoy trying to learn from other sports.
Have you ever had a conversation with Jazz's head coach, Will Hardy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a few about chemistry, team culture, and different stuff like that. But I think, obviously, their practice facility will come in the same building than ours, so I expect to have even more connection, more time to a little bit spend time with Will.
Coach, congrats on the win last night. That was a big one for you guys. Is it? Yeah. I think from the fan perspective, people watching this thing and from the media side, when we start talking about this team struggling on the road, being able to get a game back like last night, how big is it for you guys in that locker room?
It's huge. It's huge. We were playing well, and we didn't get reward for it for a little while. So for sure, the stress was there. But seeing how the guy fought and how we found a way to win that game, I think that was huge. So really happy for the boys. Really happy for the response for sure.
When you have a guy, and I'm bringing up Dylan Gunther because he's had kind of a slump, and guys go through that. It doesn't matter how good you are, or it happens different times of the year. When you go through a moment where you're expected to be a goal scorer, and he's got one goal, I think, in the past 7 games, and obviously he feels that more than anybody else does. How do you assist him as a coach? Like, what's your philosophy on approaching that? Do you look at it and say, hey, you got to shoot more, or do you say, hey, stop shooting? We're going to take some minutes away from you here, or how do you approach that? Because you want your shooters to score, and the only way that happens is if they keep shooting.
Yeah, absolutely, and he took a few good shots yesterday. Really good shot, actually. So really happy, and really happy about the way he worked lately. He's playing really well. He's just could not connect, but it will come. It will come.
What are the things that you noticed in that rough stretch going through Canada on the road, how difficult some of those games were? What were some of the things that you jammed with your team, that you talked about with them, on things that you looked at and went, hey, these things have to get better? Because it seemed like there was very similar in a lot of these games where you guys would get out maybe to an early lead, or you'd score right off the bat, and then by the end, the falling off and giving up those late goals seems very unlike Veggie and for VTech to be giving up those late goals in as many as they did.
Absolutely, I think you're right, but it's not something you want to go through, but at the same time, you learn a lot when you're going through, because if you look at those games, we were really playing well for a long stretch, but for whatever reason, we're ending up trailing in the game, trailing by 1. But we had the momentum in the game. We were dominating the opponent on shot scoring chance and stuff like that. But because it was not going the way we wanted, we were getting out of our system and structure a little bit and forcing play. If you look in the third period on the last three games, Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal, we gave up more than 50% of the scoring chance we gave in the game just in the third period alone. So we were really stingy for a long time, but we could not sustain and stay stingy. So I think that was a big lesson for us. We need to, even when we push offensively and you want to create offense, you need to stay with it and stay patient defensively. And I think it was good for us to go through that, and we will be better for it.
When you sit down and go through, film with these guys, and you get them on the ice and you start to coach, what are some of the things that you're working on with them right now? Because this next stretch, you get a couple more at home before you go back on the road again. That must feel pretty good.
Yeah. Listen, we played 17 games and only 6 at home. It was 5 before yesterday. So having the chance to be at home a little bit and to enjoy our fans and everything, I think it's huge for us. So we'll take fully advantage of it, and first having a little bit of rest and enjoying being at home, enjoying our fans and the emotion they bring in the game and the energy they bring in the game. And we'll be ready to go back on the road next week. But for now, we have one more game at home, and will be a good one.
How do you turn a corner in the NHL on scoring opportunities for power plays? This is a team who, I mean, even when you guys aren't on the power play, there were moments last night that you're watching. You guys are dominating the puck and being able to move it around the top of that of Buffalo's goal scoring area as if it were a penalty. In a lot of cases, you guys were handling the puck so well, and so. But there have been moments when you have so many opportunities during these power plays, and the goals haven't come during those power play moments. What are your top lines? How do they look at it? Like, look, we've had great opportunities, and the puck just hasn't gone in yet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of both. I think it's a process to find the pride and the confidence in playing that well. But at the same time, those guys are really competitive. They want to make the difference. They want to score the big goal and that kind of stuff. But I agree with everything you said. I think we're playing good enough. We know things are coming. We just need to stay with it, stay patient, and we will get a reward. But they were not every game like that. We have to be honest. But in the last couple of games, we played really good on the power play, and it's a matter of time.
I was watching Sergachev last night, who. I think he took like 5 shots in a real quick kind of like succession, and I thought that's a guy who is a leader on that team. And he goes, "Look, I'm on defense, and obviously I'm a defenseman, but I'm pulling the trigger on these shots." How big of a deal is to be able to have an aggressive defender like that to be able to maybe wake a team up to in some moments where they're not scoring?
But now in our day and age, everybody, it's an offense at 5 and it's a defense at 5. It's not. It's not about having only one guy who or one position who generate in one situation. I think you need to have that. If you look just this amount his production in the last couple of games, those are really important. It's tough. We need to keep getting better at having production throughout our lineup. So we're doing a good job at it. We just need to keep going.
Well, you're going to keep going tomorrow night. Going to host the Islanders. They come to town. Then you go back on the road for another one against the Anaheim Ducks, and then you're going to get yourself on the road as well with the Sharks. And then you get a nice slew at home as well. Golden Knights, Rangers, and then Golden Knights again in 2 out of 3 games. Those are always fun to look forward to. Coach, good luck for the rest of this week here, and we'll chat with you again next week.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Coach André Tourigny, as usual.